This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
So
we have so much to catch
okay,
up on.
the first thing I want to tell you guys is when I bought this bottle of wine,
Yes.
I was at CVS on my way here,
Awesome.
and I took the wine out of, it was the only thing I bought, I took it out of the basket, and I put it on the counter, and the woman behind the counter just looks at it and doesn't do anything. And I was like, is she like morally opposed to ringing up wine? And then I was like, no, the person in front of me had a wine bottle, so that can't be it.
Right.
And then I'm like feeling awkward because
Yeah.
it'd been like a solid 15 seconds, which is a long time
That
for
is
someone
a
not to do
long
anything.
time.
Yeah.
And then she goes, did you have a bad day or something?
What?
It's a bottle of wine.
Yeah, shut up, Judge Judy.
I know.
Bring me
I
the
was,
fuck up.
like, so offended. I was like, what? And she was just like, I was like, no, I'm actually going to go meet up with some friends. Not that I have to justify myself to you.
Right?
And then she was
Excuse me,
like,
ma'am. Excuse me.
and she was like, oh, we just usually don't see people in here on a weekday.
It's a Friday.
Fucking Friday.
That's what I said. I was like, it is a Friday.
My jaw is dropped.
And I was just like, that is the weirdest,
And
rudest
even
thing.
if it was a Wednesday, mind your
Mind your-
business.
I drink
shit.
wine on Wednesdays sometimes. What the fuck?
I drink wine
All
when
the
I'm
time.
awake. So
Yeah.
leave it alone.
It was-
It's my God-given right.
yeah.
Yeah, back
Wine.
the fuck off. She was just weird though
Did
in
you
general.
think that she gave that much shit to the person in front of you?
No, and that woman had a child. I was like, well, I don't even have a child with me. If you're gonna start throwing judgment, not that I would at
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
who's
regardless.
drinking wine. But she was just
That's
weird in
so
general
weird.
because then I asked her if you wanted to donate money to research or whatever, and I
Yeah.
always hit like the $1 on that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it was like cancer research, and she was like, oh, thank you, like thank you so much. It was like the weirdest reaction.
Weirdest, like, that whole scenario.
The whole thing, I was like, I can't get out of this CVS quick enough. I
That
feel
is
so uncomfortable.
bizarre.
Yeah, it was so bizarre.
my God.
But
Oh,
I've
man.
never felt like judged for purchasing alcohol before. And red wine on a Friday night is about as
I'm
classy
sorry.
as it gets in your 20s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
What the
know,
fuck?
That's
I
crazy.
throw down. I've been drinking. You guys will laugh about this, but like my biggest breakthrough being like single income, I've had to like really like
budget.
plan out the bar situation. So I like bourbon, I like whiskey, I like scotch, that sort of thing. What I've found is Trader Joe's
Yeah,
is
I've
the
heard.
fucking place to go and buy alcohol, and their brand is actually not
Amazing.
bad. It's really good.
I don't know if it's Trader Joe's brand whiskey, but they sell a whiskey there that you can only get there.
It's
like
racist whiskey.
no.
Because I don't
Stop,
know.
it's the best.
No, I call it that only because it's called Rebel Yell. And
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
why it always makes me. So I'm like, I got to stop by TJ's and buy some racist whiskey.
Oh my God.
I don't think that's the brand Anthony and I get, but yeah, like the Trader Joe's only brands are
They're
Good.
amazing.
Yeah.
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 I've got their vodka, which isn't bad.
yeah, man. I'm into it.
I get their whiskey.
I hear they're $2 chucks. What's up?
Oh,
Oh,
I mean
man.
that's what we
Yeah.
serve at the theater.
I buy like
Yeah.
a $5 bottle of Montepulciano, and I'm like, class this shit up. This is amazing. I love, shout out to TJ's. They
Yeah.
are keeping this single girl drunk
Hell
and ready to
yes,
go.
yes.
This is a very, very important part of.
I feel like this is why I'm podcasting. Like, this is the
Because
information that we need to impart upon people.
Doing the Lord's work.
I
Yes,
am.
that's right,
I am.
that's right.
Truly.
I think I think Trader Joe's should sponsor us now,
I mean,
and they can
really
just
should.
sponsor us in alcohol, and I'm fine with that too.
Exactly. No, I'm.
I mean, truly, yeah,
totally.
absolutely.
Let's be honest. If it was any money, it's all it's going to go toward it. Anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
just not
give it
just
right
not
back.
Jaeger.
Ooh,
I mean,
yeah,
Jaeger,
no.
please don't sponsor us because I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, sponsor
no,
us,
do
but-
it. Do it. We'll do Jaeger giveaways if you sponsor us. We'll do Jaeger giveaways on our Patreon.
Everybody's, like, so
the
stoked
smell
now.
of it just like flips my stomach.
It's licorice. It's like when we were at the Halloween party and everyone was drinking absinthe, and I'm like, this tastes
Not for
like
me.
straight licorice, you guys.
Yeah,
Gross.
I can't handle that.
I don't like it either.
Not delicious. So I feel like at the top of the show here, we should do a shout out.
Yes,
So
we
one
need
of-
to do shout outs because first of all, this is my worst date.
My worst date.
Hi.
And I'm back.
That was like the best.
I know, and we have Cassie back.
back.
Did I or did I not jump up and down when I saw you guys?
I
did.
know you did.
You did.
I'm
I
so
just
fucking excited.
much feels right now.
feel like I was on the longest journey of my life.
You
like,
were gone forever.
Forever.
I felt like I was gone for so long. I missed everything. Everything that was important in my life. Your
know.
engagement.
I felt
Ugh.
so bad. I've been
Oh.
engaged for 2 weeks and I haven't seen you.
I know.
In that entire time. So that's how long Cassie's been gone. You
I
guys.
listened to the last episode and for real tears cried.
Aw,
But
I'm
first of all, because I
sorry.
have to listen to the episode before because I gather all the pictures and stuff. So I'm like in my bed in my hotel room, like.
You should know that Anthony felt like legitimately bad. Like he
Dude.
felt so bad.
Honestly, I feel bad that he felt bad because I'm like, yeah, you're not going to put your life on hold and wait for what every single person. I mean, we have the large, like we talk about this all the time. We have like a huge friend group, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, we have a group of like 8 people that every single weekend hangs
At
out.
least.
At
And
least
then-
8.
And
yeah,
then the
8 is a
extended
slow
family.
week.
And the extended family is like up to 14 couples. You
Yeah.
know, like we have a big group.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. So to wait for, I get it. But I was, Anthony, I was devastated. No big deal. Don't lose sleep, but I was devastated.
During the night, like at one point when we were at the Oaks, Chris came up to us and he was just like, "You just killed Cassie." I was like, "Oh no!"
I felt so bad too because I'm also, by the way, like during that weekend, I'm hanging out with girlfriends. So it's not like I wasn't like that weekend. I wasn't away working. I was actually hanging out with some past, you know, like my best friend from like high school on, and one of her best friends that we all became really good friends. And one of them is actually Michelle, who we tell the stories. We've told her stories and we have her video up on Patreon. And so I was able to at least, you know, hang out with them. So it was like, I don't want to feel bad because I also am here and trying, you know, like I want to enjoy this thing. And I was like torn, like it was so weird. I'm like,
Only because if we
Yeah.
had just had an average like night out, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have felt bad at all. It was just because there was like a
thing,
family event
special.
that
A
happened.
family event.
Yeah.
I know.
But so part of our Patreon rewards at the $1 level, if you guys contribute to Patreon, just $1 a month, one of our rewards is that you get a special shout out
Yes.
on our show. So we're going to start doing that hopefully every week for as long as we can.
Yeah,
So,
I want to shout out to Keegan's mom.
my mommy.
That I was like,
That
are you
gave me
serious?
all the feels. I was like, "Mom, love."
My
Aw,
mom-
it
I was
makes
like,
me want to
who
hug her.
is this person? I love them.
So to my
Yes.
mom, Tammy Cortez, she contributed at our highest patron level, which is $25 a month. And it really did like actually make me tear up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like
that is just the mommest thing ever.
I know.
So
And I
sweet.
just
and she said
love
the
it.
most mom thing. Like I texted her and she was like, "Of course. I'm so proud of you and so excited for you girls."
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh, thank you, Mom.
that is so sweet.
I love you."
Honestly, I the other thing to this is like we've had our Patreon up for what, like
a week.
2
A
at this
couple
point?
weeks, yeah.
2 weeks. It's, I mean, yes, mom support is great, but even like the fact that we have like 5 patrons already is like crazy.
Well, our very first patron, who I also think that we can
Yes.
shout out on this show, is Josh Pritchard. And Josh, I mean, he's just like the nicest person. He saw that I posted about Patreon on my Facebook, and literally within
Immediate. First
30
person.
minutes of that post, he was a $3 contributor. And then a couple of days later, he upped his contribution to $5 a month. So thank you so much,
He shared
Josh.
some stuff. I think he follows Modern Bronze now. He follows
Oh
my
God.
band.
Wow.
He is so. He also is a friend of my theater company that I'm on the board of. And this last show we did that you guys came and saw, 26
he's a true
Pebbles.
patron of
He
the
is-
art.
he's a
And
true
that's
patron
really cool.
because we offered to pay him to do our lights and sound for 26 Pebbles because it was very involved.
Yeah.
And he said, no, don't pay me. Consider it my donation to the theater. And he was there every single weekend.
What a great dude,
Yeah,
man.
totally,
Shout
totally.
out to Josh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 1 patron.
Yes.
He's our first one.
First one.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
like you said, like immediately.
Yeah,
It was like
Special
up and it was
place
on.
in our hearts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you to you guys.
So exciting. And honestly, with the stuff we've already put up on Patreon is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
more
we've
stuff
got
coming.
Cassie on the street because when she
And we're gonna have
travels,
another me on the street.
Yeah. We put up our first Cassie on the street today, traveling, meeting people.
Sounds dirty.
So dirty.
Oh well, I mean that's what I called it. So
Yeah.
Cassie on the street.
and we also
Like,
put up listener
I stay in
Q&As.
hotels, guys. Don't
Yo.
worry. Don't worry about me. Don't worry.
Stay in hotels. I don't. Somehow that also made it sound like.
It doesn't help. Okay, great. Good.
We also have listener Q&As. So if you have a question that you would like to ask us from maybe it comes out of one of the episodes or anything like that, you can submit a question to us in email format. If you're not a patron, we will respond to you via email, but then we will also, for all of our patrons, do a video Q&A session. So lots of fun stuff coming down the pike. So.
Yeah.
I absolutely think that we have to talk about the article that was posted in the Facebook group today because I am wilding out on it.
Yes.
I am in love with this woman.
The real
I need to
MVP.
find her
Yeah.
because she is legit the hero that we need right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so for all of those people that aren't in the Facebook group, who posted it?
First of all, why aren't you in the Facebook group?
Me.
Also, yeah.
Get in
posted
there.
it.
Okay, so Cassie finds this article,
You're talking
and
about
I
the woman who.
the
Okay.
bride. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
So here's the story. Bride getting ready to get married the next day. She's soups excited. She's with all of her bridesmaids. It's the night before. She gets an alert on her phone and picks it up, and it is a woman who has sent her screenshots and pictures of all kinds of outrageous activity with her fiance.
And I believe the caption was, "Do you want to marry this guy? I wouldn't," or
Yeah.
something like that.
Right,
And I was
right.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh
Yeah.
shit!"
That is brutal. So she is obviously distraught, feeling all the feels. For all of us women who have been through that experience, it is an overwhelming emotion. And so what I can't believe is what this chick decided to do with that is she went to sleep. She got up the next day, put on her wedding dress.
Yeah, she did.
Put on all her makeup, looked her best, walked down that aisle.
Didn't say shit to anyone.
No one.
Apparently,
Shit
No
to
one.
anyone. Acted like I'm getting married. Turned around when she was supposed to do her vows. Pulled out her fucking phone.
the
and
receipts.
read all those fucking texts in
Yep.
front of his friends and family.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's amazing.
Fuck you very much.
I jumped up. I was like, who is this girl? That is some inner strength. I am just like, I'm in awe of this
I mean,
chick.
yeah, because you are in front of his family. It's not just like you're in front of people who are like,
Oh.
we just love you. It's like his whole
Yeah.
family and all of his
Yeah, yeah.
friends.
Good. Good. I want you to know what you raised.
Yeah,
That's
and
hilarious.
he fucking stormed out too. Yeah.
Bye.
He didn't even have the fucking strength of character. Obviously, he didn't have
Yeah.
any strength of character due to his actions. But yeah, he ran out, and then she had the fucking reception anyways.
Yeah, she was like, this is going to be a celebration of honesty and like living your best life. And we're still going to have a reception after this. It just won't be a wedding reception. So come and eat all my food and drink all my booze.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's one way to do it, man.
That is just like the best
So funny.
story.
I hope
'Cause,
they do a trash the dress after that too.
Oh,
just like,
so
hell
too.
yes.
Because as brutal as it is, I mean, I know that like the next foreseeable future is going to be really difficult, but she just handled that situation, I think, in such a brave, strong, like
Yeah.
self-confident way
Yeah.
that I hope that when she goes to sleep at night, even on her hardest nights, that she still takes some pride in that she did the right thing, number one. Number two, that she just has the admiration of so many of us.
well, I can't even imagine like just being, newly engaged and kind of like dabbling and looking into things,
Right.
and seeing how much work and money and time and effort that goes into like planning a wedding.
Right.
But also knowing that you cannot fucking marry this
Well,
motherfucker.
but here's the thing. I think a lot of people would because you get into that situation where you're like, it's the day before your wedding. All of these people have like flown out or driven out or whatever to come to your event. And I think so many people get wrapped up in just being like, well, I just have to do this now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mine was like 2 months before my wedding.
Yeah.
And I felt that.
When you felt that way. Yeah.
When I felt that way, when I found evidence and
wow.
yeah. And I still...
It's hard because it's
hard.
like you've put so much time and energy and effort
Yep.
and expectation into a day. And then to think like, I'm going to just throw this day away.
Right.
That was supposed to be this other thing. I'm going to disappoint all these people, you know?
That chick has self-respect
Absolutely.
for herself. She has a confidence that I am just envious of and just so like in awe of.
Well,
So-
and she kiboshed any bullshit right away.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. It's one thing when, like, Christina, like you said, you're like 2 months out or whatever, and you're like, oh, we're calling off the wedding. And then it's like gossip city because
Right.
everybody's like, oh, what happened?
She did this, he
I
did
bet-
that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, a big fuck all y'all. Here's
Right.
what fucking happened.
Mhm.
And here's
Here's
how
the
this has
receipts.
going down. Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the fucking receipts to prove his shit. This isn't me. And this is exactly what the fuck happened. And you know what I mean? Burn
Yeah.
it down.
Burn it
down.
down.
Right. And
Yeah.
saying like
Yeah.
to his family, like, you guys are welcome to continue on with me today if that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I
Or
mean?
you can go co-console that motherfucker.
Or that. But
Bye.
or not console him. You should kick his fucking ass.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like who raised you?
because it was also
So
and it was also like the text messages were, it wasn't just her detailing like the shenanigans that they went through together. It was like him explicitly saying things like, oh, you're so much hotter than my girlfriend. I wish my
Yeah.
girlfriend
Wow.
would do things like
yeah,
that, which
and
is
I was
like,
oh no,
no,
Like,
nip that in the bud.
Not today, Satan.
not today. So to that guy specifically, you fucking missed out because the kind of woman
Yeah.
that has the strength to do something like that is a fucking badass bitch who
Yep.
would have been a badass partner for you
Couldn't
for
handle it,
life.
though,
He
you know?
couldn't.
Couldn't handle that
Obviously
shit.
couldn't.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that felt so good. Talking shit on that guy.
Yeah. I just, yeah. Good for her, like in every level.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just fuck this guy.
Yeah.
So hard.
That was a good find, Cassie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, sips, G.
Exactly.
Every man should live in fear.
Right.
I know. and-
Listen, I think this is the kind of sister solidarity we need, you guys. Like, I understand that not all women are receptive to this because I've had women in my life before who have reached out to, girlfriends of guys they were seeing and being like, look, you have the right to know that like your boyfriend is like trying to get with me or cheating on you or whatever. And the girls freak out on them.
Yeah.
Still, I think that that's the better way to go. I think it's true like sister solidarity support to like
Right.
tell your fellow woman if that
Right.
shit is going
Yeah.
down. Like they deserve to know that.
There's so many instances, especially when in online dating, I've found where I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker he's seen somebody he's seen
He wants a
somebody
side
and
chick
he's,
or whatever.
he's looking for a
Mhm.
side piece. Exactly. So I'm just like, if I ever like uncover like the truth or whatever, you better believe I'd be like, your man's on Tinder.
And you would want
Yeah.
them to
Heads
do
up.
that to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Because,
exactly.
even if they get mad at you if you do that for somebody else,
Yeah.
it's like at least they have that information now. And
Right.
like they can do whatever they want with it. And that then it's on them, like whatever happens after that. But
yeah.
you did the right thing, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I would
Yeah.
want someone to tell me.
100%.
Yeah, is nothing worse than like a chick that knows that somebody's like linked up and tries to snake in the grass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Sneaky snake.
Sneaky snake. Okay. So, what are your feelings on ghosts?
On ghosts,
Yeah.
they
We're a ghost
okay,
believing
I'll
group,
tell you.
right?
I'll
yeah,
tell you, I
we've
had
all
a-
we've
This week
talked
I had
about
an experience.
Oh, really?
I did. I was at a salon and I went into their bathroom and I literally was like shaking. And I literally out loud said, leave me alone. I was like, I could not get out of there fast enough. I could feel it and it was heavy. And I don't consider myself super, super sensitive, but when it hits me like that, I know there's nothing else. And it's
So-
like couple noises.
So
that
you
I was
guys,
like,
we recorded a while back. We've all had like kind of spooky ghost-like experiences. We recorded them a while back. We can't guarantee the sound quality on those, but if you're interested, we'll put that on our Patreon in relation to this story I'm about to tell you. Okay.
oh
So
my gosh. Okay.
this woman in England, her name is Amethyst Realm.
Okay.
Okay.
She has said that she has had sex with 30 ghosts.
I'm sorry. I hope that noise didn't come out.
Wow. She's like, I have sex with lots of ghosts. It happened when I moved into a house with my boyfriend, and it was a haunted house, my fiance, and had sex with my first ghost, and then that went on for a while before my fiance was like, deuces, I'm out of here. And I've had sex with several dozen ghosts since then. And then she's like,
So like, okay. First of all, okay. Number one question.
Okay. So many
So
questions.
she moved into a haunted house. Is haunted by a dude who's like, I'm gonna tap that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild enough. I'm like, all right.
Sure.
But now, does he just tell his ghost friends? He's like, dude, this chick's down to fuck
she's down?
ghosts.
She's
And
down.
so- DTF.
TTFG.
DTFG. She's down to fuck ghosts. And so now, like, other ghosts from
coming
other
over.
places coming? Or is this place haunted by 30 horny male ghosts?
It doesn't just happen in the house.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Because after she's had sex with, 20, 30 ghosts somewhere in that, vicinity.
Uh-huh.
If people could see my face right now.
She was on vacation. Hold on. I guarantee you it gets crazier.
I can't wait.
She was on vacation in Australia.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And she's like,
She's going to get some strange.
I felt the presence of a ghost that I just love so much.
Okay.
Fell in love with this ghost.
Oh,
Are they getting
yes,
married?
of
Fell
course.
in love with this ghost. They were coming back. They were coming back.
They-
Oh,
on-
did she have to buy him a plane ticket? Or can you stow that?
They were coming back on the plane together. And
he fell out of the plane.
She's like, our passion was just so much that I just couldn't hold it in any longer. So we went
No.
to the loo.
No.
No.
And I'm now
No,
a
you didn't.
member of the Mile High Club.
Oh, no. Can you imagine being this bitch's seatmate?
Cassie's down the stairs.
Can you imagine sitting next to this fucking chick on the
And I'm
plane and being like side-eyeing her as she's like suppostly like
Squirming around in
be
her
like,
seat.
bitch, you ain't Demi Moore. Slow down.
And I'm like, okay.
She's like, stop.
I'm like,
don't,
not
stop.
here.
Stop
touching me.
Don't.
So
Meet me
what-
in the restroom.
So what happened was you went to the bathroom on a plane and masturbated. That's
yeah,
what you did.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
then I'm telling you. Then so they're in love.
Okay.
Her and the ghost.
Yeah.
And then
No. Is she pregnant?
he asks her to marry him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Is there a ring?
And she says, there was no going down on one knee. He doesn't have knees. But for the first time, I heard him speak. I could actually hear his voice, and it was beautiful, deep, sexy, and real. It's like, if you have to put the real at the end of that sentence,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
real. And so then I saw
I'm a ghost now because I just died. I cannot with it.
it is the weirdest. I saw an interview with this woman, and she was like talking about how she's very open to, she really wants to have children with her husband, of course.
Yeah. Yeah,
they're
that's
like-
going to happen.
And they're taking her like so seriously, and they're like, would it be like a physical baby or like a spirit baby? And she's like, I don't know. Like, I'd really want it to be like a physical baby. And they're like, well, how would that work?
Oh my god.
Ghost sperm.
I don't know.
Oh my god, you guys.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
It's amazing.
You know what though? Bless her fucking heart, because like
you do you.
You do you. Exactly. You
guess.
know, if Amethyst wants to get some ghost action, I guess there's less ghosts bothering people. Like,
So just
you know,
Amethyst Realm
I don't
is
know.
like, if you're going
It's-
to pick a name, I don't know.
Did she pick it herself, or was she raised with like crazy parents
don't
who were
think
like,
so.
sometimes ghosts are gonna like fuck
Try
you?
and fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think
Use
because her last
protection.
name is like Realm, like REALM, like a realm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think. I think she picked that name.
Wow.
And she's like a spiritual consultant
I do
or
hope
something. Like
she's
that's her
using
job.
protections. STDs
Yeah,
are
you
no
don't
joke.
know. And what kind of
what
weird
kind
ghost
of weird
STDs?
Exactly.
I mean, in these, what year was he around? I mean, we
Yeah.
don't know what kind of STDs.
Were happening back then.
Right.
Syphilis used to be a
I was
much
just
bigger
gonna
problem.
say, she could have a real syphilis issue. Maybe she has syphilis and she's crazy.
That's what's happening.
And that's what's actually happening.
it's fucking with her brain.
This
my
ghost
favorite
did,
story
This ghost
I've
did
ever
not
heard
even
in my
propose. This
fucking
ghost
life.
is like, motherfucker, I
Yeah.
didn't even fly home with you. You got syphilis.
Yeah. It's the weirdest. Like it's the.
my God.
It's too short to be a Crazy in Love segment for us, but it was
Oh,
like
it's so
so
good.
crazy.
That's-
though I was like, what?
Amazing.
What? She's like, and she loved saying that she was a member of the Mile High Club. Like that was like a good like.
She's proud.
She's proud.
She's a member of the
Wow.
Mile High Masturbation Club.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
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 Also, the whole concept of the Mile High Club is
know.
gross to me because I'm like, plain
Those
bathrooms
bathrooms-
are the most disgusting
Okay.
places
Okay.
of all time.
Speaking of, because I was on a plane not that long ago and I literally watched somebody take their child into the restroom with no shoes, no socks on.
No, nasty.
I went to the restroom not long after that and I was like, this floor is so disgusting.
Literally cut your baby's feet off. Literally cut them off. That is a better alternative. 'Cause, yeah.
Disgusting.
No, the airport in general and then airplanes give me such anxiety because people, I long for the days like flying used to be like classy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
You
Not
got
anymore.
dressed up to go to the airport.
No.
And now it's like fucking animals, man. People are
Yeah.
animals.
Animals.
Oh my god!
And
Did
it's
I
because
tell
we're
you?
treated like animals.
no,
we're
we
treated
are.
like cattle. And so I think that breeds it and
My-
then bring it onto the plane.
Dumbass did not pick my seats when I was flying my brother and I to Seoul, South Korea.
Oh, honey.
On the way back, we were in, and my brother is like 6 foot tall guy.
Yeah.
On the way back, we were in the two center. So there's a center aisle.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
4 seats in the center aisle.
Oh, the
and then
center of
there's
the center?
2 seats in the center of the aisle.
The
and we were
worst.
there. And the woman next to me,
Oh, fucking no.
she, I mean, truly, like animal. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, she was like,
Spread out.
yeah, I mean, look, I know it's a long flight, but
Right.
like, and I take my shoes off too, but she was like, shoes off, like up on the like
No.
seat, like the armrest in front of
Ew.
her,
No.
like leaning on me, like with her pillow and shit, like
No.
spread out as much as she could be. And I'm like,
No.
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I
What is
just
wrong
don't
with
understand.
you?
Yeah.
Somehow about being in an
fuck?
airport, it just like, it, you know,
Yeah.
your
It's
basis
just like,
instincts kick in. I don't know.
absolutely. Yeah.
Survival of the fittest, I guess.
Yeah, no
You
shit.
just lose all civility in an
Yeah.
airport.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen some
Horrifying.
obnoxious shit on.
Horrifying.
Oh, the guy on my one flight, foot up, picking his toes. His face is like, I'm in the aisle, he's in the
I
aisle.
can't
I
even
was
with
like-
that, Cassie.
And
I
that was
swear
the
to
same kind
God.
of setup as you, where it's two on either side and the 4 middle.
Uh-huh.
He was on the aisle seat of the 4 middle.
He's picking
and I was
his,
on the aisle
he's
seat.
he's
Like,
picking his toe skin.
yeah, no, his
And
like
it's toe
toenails.
skin.
His toe
is-
jam.
Yes.
Is just like flipping,
Gross.
flying.
Gross.
That's something you do in the
Gross.
privacy of your own bathroom
Gross.
alone.
It was so gross. Like, what is wrong with people?
Get a fucking pedicure, you animal. Ew.
So gross.
So foul.
Oh God.
Okay, so who's got fuck, marry, kill this week? Anybody?
I don't have a traditional one, and tell me if this is stupid, but in my bid to try and force us to be a dating/food podcast,
yes. Okay.
and
Chefs.
with this episode coming out the day before Thanksgiving,
Oh, good one. Good
Ooh.
one.
I feel like these aren't people, but everyone has very strong feelings and opinions about Thanksgiving food.
Okay.
Oh.
We should
I'm
do
down.
a fuck, marry, kill of Thanksgiving staples. And here's the thing. I'm not asking you to actually fuck it like American Pie style.
Okay.
Just
okay.
like fuck it like fuck that food. I'm not down
Oh,
with that.
fuck it like
Oh.
that.
That food. Like I
Oh.
don't like
Well,
that food.
wait. Fuck, then what's kill?
Oh no. Well, I mean, sorry, kill that food. That's it. Fuck
Yeah.
that food is I
Fuck-
love that food.
Fuck that food is like,
I'm gonna
I
get
love
down
that
on
food, but marry that food is like,
is still marry that food.
is
soulmate that
I
food.
still want to marry
soul-
that food.
Soulmate
Yes.
level. Okay.
That's
okay.
like the thing that I could never do without.
I never,
Okay.
ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess one of them has
Fuck
to
that
be
food would be like, yeah, I'll eat it. I enjoy it.
I
but
enjoy
marry that
it,
food would be
but marry
like,
that food is like I need
I'm
to
not
incorporate
coming
that.
if it's not there. Yeah.
Precisely.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Should we
Okay.
do like our favorite dishes that everybody brings to our?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so mine that I bring every single year, although I did just master the pecan pie, but that won't be it. But
I fucking love a pecan
it is
pie.
delicious.
I'm
but-
not coming now. I got all excited on the Evite.
Oh shit!
I saw pecan pie and I was
no,
like,
I mastered
yes.
it. Pioneer Woman recipe. It's good.
You're
tried
not
it for
bringing
work.
it?
I am.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, I thought you
was
just said
like,
you weren't coming.
I was like,
No, sorry. Okay, to clarify that, I always bring 2 dishes.
yeah.
I'm
Oh.
going to bring a pecan pie, but the dish I bring every single year because no one else brings it, and it's so Midwestern, is green bean casserole.
Oh,
Right.
fuck yeah.
So green bean casserole would probably be mine
Okay.
of the fuck, marry, kill.
Well, I don't cook, and everybody knows it, so I'm gonna have to bring up one of Chris's, and that's he does brisket every year. I dare you not to marry that shit.
Brisket is so
That brisket
good.
is really
Brisket's
good.
what's up.
Hash brown casserole.
Oh shit, you guys!
That's
you
what I
both
bring
landed
every
me
year.
on the thing that I can't. Neither
Yeah,
of the things
'cause-
that I can
Oh,
Yeah,
you
because
can't
you
eat
can't
those.
eat dairy.
do. I can't eat dairy.
But have you eaten them in the past?
yeah, no, right. So I have,
You have to go
but
by
they would
what.
both kill me.
But you
I
have,
mean,
you have to
wreck
go by
me.
what you
Okay.
enjoyed.
All right.
If it was going to kill you,
Okay.
make sure you really enjoy it.
Well, then I'll go first. I'm gonna marry that brisket
You did.
because I
So,
did marry
yeah.
that brisket.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I'll marry that brisket. And only because I miss it so much, because not only am I dairy free because of I have to be, but I'm also keto right now and I can't eat potatoes.
Oh, you can't have.
so I gotta
hash
fuck
browns.
that hash brown. I
Oh
gotta
my
go.
god, that hash brown
I gotta
casserole!
go.
I want to dip my balls in it, and I don't even have balls.
Yeah.
I really do.
It is. I miss both of those things together so much.
Yeah.
So fucking much.
Yeah.
You know,
And I can
I
still eat green beans.
I never-
I love it.
grew up with hash brown casserole, and I think I've maybe only had it once.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, God, this feels
I
oddly
know.
personal and bad.
No,
Like, I
know.
don't
I'm
like
down.
it.
I'm down with it. I'm
I
all
know.
good.
You can kill the brisket.
kill
It's
it.
cool.
No, I love the brisket.
It is. It's so personal.
I'm gonna have to kill the hash brown casserole just because I
Do
don't
it.
have an emotional tie
Right.
to
Yeah.
it.
Do
Right.
it.
Well, because that's part of it too.
That's
It's
part
like
of it too.
having
Is
an
like what you
emotional
have your
tie.
emotional ties to.
Yeah.
I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fuck the green bean casserole and marry the brisket. I
Oh,
think.
that brisket is
It's
so,
so good. And I know it's not
It
a
is
traditional
really
Thanksgiving
fucking
food,
good.
but it is very good.
It is.
Yeah.
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 But you know what? If you make your green bean casserole with almond milk this year, I'm down to clown.
Oh, there's an idea.
Or they do that lactate milk, the lactose free milk.
Yeah, the lactose free milk.
Just throwing
Yeah.
it out there, guys.
Just so you know, the hash brown casserole has sour cream,
I know.
butter,
It's
a
and
no-go.
cheese.
God.
It's a no-go for you.
I know.
That sounds delicious. It really does. I don't want to kill it.
and like cream of mushroom soup. So.
Yeah, that's the thing is
Yeah.
I put cream of chicken in my green bean casserole.
Ooh, cream of chicken is good because it's
Salty.
saltier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're all marrying the brisket because that brisket is literally legit.
You'd slap
It's-
your mama for some of that brisket.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so good.
I'm gonna fuck my hash brown casserole. I'm gonna kill the green
That's
beans.
okay. That's okay.
Cause yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
dude, now I'm really hungry. So
Really
yeah.
ready for Thanksgiving. I'm super ready for Thanksgiving.
too.
I made because I was like, I have to make sure that whatever I bring to Thanksgiving, I like to bring something new every year along with the green bean casserole. And Anthony's like favorite pie of all time is pecan pie.
it's
And-
mine
I'm
too.
actually really excited.
It's mine
I had
too.
never made it before, and so
Did he eat it all? He was
well,
like,
I took it to work.
Oh.
And then for our work Thanksgiving, and then I was like, oh, I promised Anthony I would get him a piece of that pie. So I went back up there, and there was only like a little bit left, and I was like, oh no! I promised him I would bring him a piece, so I had to like grab it. But it was super good. It will kill you if you eat too much of it because oh my god, the
So
ingredients in a pecan pie are like
It's
they're designed to
legit.
kill you.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
But it is delicious.
It is so
Yeah.
good.
I'm
All right.
excited.
Well,
I really am excited for Thanksgiving this
Me
year.
too.
Me too.
Yeah.
My brother and his husband and their friend are coming to
Yay!
Dennis's house. too.
Excited.
This is going to be the largest Thanksgiving gathering
It
because
is. It's gonna be
Mackenzie's
huge.
parents are coming. They're
Yeah.
in town, which
Brian's parents.
is they are.
Mhm.
Oh my god, this
Yeah.
is going to be so much fun. It's going to be so many people.
I know. I'm
How are
so
they going to seat us?
stoked. Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They're good at it. Well, let's go ahead and take 5, and then we will be back with stories.
Yay! And we're back.
Yeah.
You jumped on it.
You got it, girl. It is your thing.
Favorite. So we're back with stories. Cassie, do you have the first story?
I
of the
do
night?
have the first story, and it's a long one, and it's one we've had
Buckled up.
I buckle in. It's a long one, but it's a good one, and it's actually from another podcast. It's Spooky Boo from Spooky Boo's Scary Storytime podcast. So if that tells you
what do you
anything,
think?
So
you
excited.
think about fucking ghosts?
Is she fucking ghosts?
How do you feel about it?
she's a storyteller.
Oh
No,
my
I was
God.
just saying it as long as she's a storyteller, and she is very descriptive and has it's really well written.
I
so
like
it's
that.
fun. Yeah,
Love it.
So she goes, "Oh, the dating scene. Sometimes from something from my past that I'd rather forget. This one sticks out in my mind the most, probably because of the dog."
Oh my God, that is so weird.
I don't
and
like that.
I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna put a pin in that sentence because it's gonna be relevant in mine as well.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Okay, continue.
Was it a dog themed podcast?
I
Because I
guess.
didn't get the memo.
Oh.
Change it now.
Change your stories now. How may I count the ways? The date was a disaster.
Oh no.
I should have figured it would be since we met at the library. I was researching some paranormal topics for a horror story I was working on for many years ago and started chit-chatting with this guy. We started talking about different kinds of books. He enjoyed reading horror stories, so I thought we'd hit it off.
Yeah.
This is sounding like the beginning of like a TV horror special, like a made-for-TV movie where she's like, in the library.
We met in the library.
Researching.
See, and to me, I'm like, this sounds like the beginning of like a rom-com. I'm like,
totally.
This is amazing. I'm like, I would love to meet a
guy
hot
in the
guy
library.
at the library.
Who's
Totally.
interested in paranormal would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I think there's a Sabrina the Teenage Witch episode about this, right?
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
A week or so later, he calls and asks me out on a date to dinner and the movies. Okay, sounds fun. I started noticing that he was extremely shy, and he was wearing these square rim glasses that he wasn't wearing when he had asked me out. Your
Okay.
classic 80s perv glasses, okay? He drove this little scrunched
Is
up
it
car.
bad that my first instinct was like, oh, cute?
Yeah,
I know, it
because
is
in my mind I was like
cute.
little square glasses, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
so
oh
cute.
no, she means like 80s pervs glasses.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer glasses?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
okay.
envisioning.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a different, we've taken a turn.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
He drove up
no.
in this little scrunched car, similar to what would probably be like a small Volt or a Geo Metro. Now, I'm extremely shallow at the time, so the car is a really big deal to me. I almost turned around and went back into my house, but didn't because I'm not a jerk. I can kind of relate to that because when I was young, a car was a really big deal to me too. So I can kind of
Yeah.
when I
To
was
me,
young.
I've never hopped on that train. So,
No, I mean,
but,
I think my
and also,
I like cars.
my first car was a Geo Metro.
so you're like, fuck you. No.
You're a tall ass in a Geo Metro.
I
can't.
know it was like it was legit. Like
I have
climbing out of it was a
never-
chore.
I don't think I ever, maybe to my detriment, I don't think I ever cared about like
Yeah.
any of that, which probably led me to some pretty bad dates / relationships because I was like,
Right.
it's all about your personality. It's
Yeah.
fine that you look homeless and you drive
and you
know.
don't have a good job. And,
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what? When I was in high school, my first love, I was absolutely in love with him. I was like a freshman when we started dating, and he used to show cars. So maybe that's kind of where it started. I've always had a fascination with cars, and I really like cars. So I've always been really into.
So it was a
I'm
deal
the
for
girl
you.
though that was like also would listen to Car Talk, like
Okay.
on NPR. Like I love that
Okay,
show.
okay.
So
Mhm.
so I'm feeling her on this.
You have a
Okay.
car foundation. I understand.
Yeah, okay. She says, I should have turned around. I had to open my own door. Mistake number 1. I get in and sit down as comfortably as you can in the squished up hatchback. And I noticed that he had a lot of books and reading things in the back seat. A total mess. Then when he started driving, he sat so close to the steering wheel and not even with like his back against the chair that I thought, if we get into a car accident, he's going to be windshield splatter.
Devil's
Now,
advocate, maybe he can't see. He's got those big glasses on.
I'm gonna devil's advocate that as much as I'm not into cars, it is a turn on for me watching guys drive.
Oh yeah, and if he's
A
like
guy that
on
can
it,
handle like a stick shift and is just like
Leaned
super
back.
cool about
Yeah,
like
casual.
I'm fucking driving.
and
I'm
meanwhile,
like,
this guy's like
hey,
driving Miss
he's like-
Daisy, fucking like on the steering
Yeah.
wheel.
so now I'm with you.
Yeah, she says his
I'm with
face
you.
is just inches away from the steering
But
wheel.
what if
Yeah,
he
that's
can't
kind of
see?
a turn off. Well,
Because
then
I've definitely forgotten
Get
my
new
glass. I don't
glasses.
have to wear my glasses all the time, but at nighttime I'm
He's
supposed
wearing
to.
glasses.
But maybe I don't. Okay, listen. This is why I get myself into problems. Is because I'm willing to devil's advocate anything until like I'm like maybe he wasn't wearing them when you saw him last time. Maybe he had contacts in last time, and this time he's wearing his glasses because he lost his contacts, and his glasses are the wrong prescription, and he can't see, and so he has to sit up on the steering wheel.
meanwhile,
I got nothing for
Meanwhile,
this.
yeah, I'm like,
Nah, it's a no for me.
motherfucker can't drive.
Nah. Dude, that is a major turnoff. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Like,
No,
I
you're
don't know.
right.
Yeah.
You are right. You're both
So she
right.
goes, so I ducked just in case anyone saw me in the car as I was quite embarrassed and saw him drive to the restaurant. That is so fucking funny.
Oh my god, how do you pull that off?
She's like
Slump
no
slay
neck.
down.
yeah.
I'm gonna
neck.
no neck this shit.
Turtle it, sink right in.
Just like coat up over her head. Like, what are you doing? I'm just real cold. Just real cold.
Yep.
He forgot to make reservations. We had to wait over an hour for dinner, and he was very insistent on having dinner at this place. So we waited, even though I suggested elsewhere. 90 minutes later or so, we are seated at this horrible little corner table with no room at all. Then I found out why he wanted that restaurant so badly.
Coupon.
His mother was the waitress.
Oh, mouth.
My God.
All right, you've lost
No,
me. You have
no,
lost me now.
No.
No, between
Oh
the waiting,
my
I
God.
don't fucking like waiting. Period.
I know.
First of all,
Yeah.
and then secondly, you made me wait, so now I'm hangry.
90 minutes. Yep.
And I have to meet your mom, who is our waitress.
Yep.
Hangry.
There's
Agreed.
so much like awkward in
unpack.
here.
Yeah.
I'm literally crawling out of my skin right now.
Don't like it.
She says, to my horror, he starts introducing me to her like I'm some great catch that he is going to bring home to live with both of them.
Oh.
Every time she brings a water or coffee, she would make little comments about marriage until she came upon us talking about future plans.
Get
I made it clear
out.
that I was going to be single for a long time. After that, my service was horrible and his was perfect. She even accidentally spilled my Cajun shrimp meal. I planned on eating a lot of spicy food and garlic so he wouldn't try to kiss me all over my lap. I spent a good 30 minutes in the restroom cleaning that off.
Oh
Wow.
my God. I would have complained to the manager. I'd be like, I'll get an Uber home. Your
You're like
waitress
that haircut,
fucking
that lady,
sucks.
that lady with the haircut.
Oh,
She's definitely going to ask
exactly.
to speak to the manager.
Yes.
I,
You see
listen,
the meme with the table of 4 women
Yeah.
that had that? That was like, what? Caption this, please.
They might as well just send the manager over.
that fucking
Exactly.
Kate Goslin
yes.
Yes.
Kate plus 8 haircut.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, I never asked to talk to the manager, but if you are deliberately spilling shit
Yeah.
on me,
I mean,
Right.
I mean, how can you prove it?
I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, your waitress is super rude. She spilled this shit all over me. And I would tell them I'm on a date with her son and I didn't tell her the
Oh
stuff she
my-
wanted to hear. So I'm going to get an Uber home, but you should know this about your fucking waitress.
That's-
Goodbye.
Listen.
So awkward.
Listen.
So
Listen.
awkward.
I love you, Keegan, so fucking much. Like, you are one of my best friends. But that being said, I know you so hard. I know you so hard that you
I
would.
wouldn't do that.
You would
You went there 'cause that's so true. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
No,
I would talk a big
I
game
would really.
there.
But you know what? Something
Hey,
that I
you know
might
what?
actually do.
Let's all live our lives like that fucking
Yes.
bride.
Yes.
Now, let's do it. Let's do
here
it
is
from
something
here
that
on
I might actually do. Like I actually wouldn't do any of that because I
Love
am
you.
I'm too nice. I wouldn't do any of that, but I actually might, if I was really that pissed off in that situation, like I actually might just call an Uber and leave without saying anything.
You're like, I'm going to run to the restroom, clean myself off,
and leave.
and bye.
Because I mean, I did do one time, like recently, I went to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. They did my X-rays. They put me in the room. They're like, the dentist will be with you in a moment. A fucking hour later,
No, bye.
I got up and left. I went to the front desk and I was like, they haven't come to see me and I have stuff I have to do today, so I'm leaving. Like, I will assert myself in that way as far as being like, you're wasting my time or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far I talk a big game about being like really shitty, but
like, I love you.
That's a good way to look at it because this guy is wasting
her
this
time.
chick's time.
and damaged her outfit.
By
Goodbye.
the way, is this guy a serial killer now? Because
Introduces
he seems so creepy.
a first date to their fucking parents.
And
This
she
is the
ruined
fucking
your
craziest shit
dress.
ever.
Like, can you imagine?
It's so fucking crazy.
Oh my God. That is
I'm not even done
insane.
yet. There's
Oh,
more.
shit.
Oh shit!
we should shut
more.
up. We should shut up and let you finish.
Oh my god! After leaving that nightmare, we get out. We get to the movies. The movie he picked was Stakeout with Emilio Estevez and Richard Dreyfuss.
There's a movie.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about the fucking
I thought we
movie.
were done after
I
dinner.
thought we were done at dinner. Oh shit.
Yeah, they got a movie left.
Oh no. That's like so long.
The movie was hilarious as it could be. Was as hilarious as it could be. It was probably the best part of the night because I could escape into the show. Yes, he did try to hold my hand and I wouldn't reciprocate. I would just pull my hand away. In fact, I forgot the guy's name after all the stress I went through at dinner until either Dreyfuss or Estevez yelled at the other guy for the dog named Winston peeing on the carpet. Oh yeah, major laugh. His name was Winston. That was the best part of the whole night. I laughed out loud and he didn't even notice. Driving home, he managed to get a ticket for driving too slow. And when he was asked for his license, he didn't have it. Driving too slow.
So
my
he's legit driving
God.
like a grandma, like on the steering wheel at 30 miles per hour.
Turn off.
This guy is the creepiest guy ever.
Yeah.
Oh no,
This is
no,
so-
no!
oh my God.
He has an unhealthy relationship with his mother. I'm getting
Yeah.
Norman Bates vibes.
Total Norman Bates vibes.
No.
Total Norman Bates vibes. Oh God. Anyway, so the cop just looked at me like, "What are you gonna do with this guy?" Question mark.
I don't know, sir.
Yeah. Since I was available to drive and the police officer had better things to worry about, he left him off with a ticket and let me drive the car to my house. We were supposed to get a tow truck who would drive him back to his place, but hell no. I didn't care if he drove off. Seriously, the guy gave me the creeps. Like he lived with in his mother's basement and probably already had someone in the trunk of his car.
He's doing taxidermy in
Yeah.
that basement.
Yeah.
Shit is weird down there.
There's
God.
squirrels
Oh.
for sure. There's
so
like
many squirrel bones. Not
Oh
interested.
man, you would think he would get the message after me avoiding his hand in the movie theater all night, but no.
no, they never.
He tried
do.
to kiss me at the door, and I just said good night. Thanks for the movie. When he asked me when he could see me again, I told him I was probably going to get back together with an ex, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Oh my God.
Fortunately, he didn't call back.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. That is incredible. I'm actually going to go back to like
You've convinced me
you've
to go
convinced
back
me.
to my toxic relationship that I just got out of.
That's how bad you
That's
were.
how bad this date was.
It turns
Tell your
out
mother to kiss my ass.
there are not other fish in the sea. I'm gonna go back to that fish I was with before.
Yeah. I
always
the
like
devil
salmon
you know.
anyway.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh my God, is that
That's
the craziest shit?
fantastic.
That's pretty crazy.
That's
Okay.
a lot. That's a lot of unpacking.
Alrighty. So I have a story, and the title of this story, everyone steal themselves, is My First Kiss Turned Out to Be a Murderer. First kiss stories. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get into it. Hey, lovelies.
Buckle up.
I adore hearing your stories, and seriously, I love the food stuff. So seriously, keep talking about food.
Well, perfect. You're going to love this episode.
You
Yeah,
are
exactly.
in luck.
Yeah, we love food too.
So we do very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first kiss is so problematic in so many ways. I'm from the Midwest, Columbus, Ohio, and my
Yeah,
first
what?
what?
Rep-
Represent. I don't know if we want to represent in this story.
Oh.
My first kiss was at the age 11. Yep.
Aw.
French kissing at 11.
Get it, girl.
In 6th grade and at a school basketball game. Here's the story. I can't remember exactly how it was set up, but me and my boyfriend at 11, that's adorable.
So cute.
Me and my boyfriend and friends had planned the whole event. At halftime, we, as in there was a group of some boys and some girls, went outside,
I love
walked
it.
around
I
the
could
back
see this.
walked around the back of the school, and then he and I, he went by Rob, went around a wall for privacy, and we kissed. I'm sure it was only a few seconds of aggressive tonguing that made me feel all kinds of things, and it seemed like a long time. Literally, the moment we stopped, he turned his back to me and walked away with his friends to the game. 6th grade. guys.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember talking to him on the phone some, but our quote-unquote relationship wasn't long for the road, and of course I proceeded to practice kissing any of the other boyfriends through middle school. There were many, smiley face.
Oh, yes.
It has always stuck with me, the fact that as soon as we were done, he turned on his heel and left me standing there. How terrible feeling, and it has really stuck with me. That feeling of, well, I did my part. I guess that's it.
Oh my God.
It was a terrible first exposure to what I thought physical connection was.
Aw.
Cut 2. I've lived in LA since 2006, and about a year ago, April 2017, my best friend sends me a link with an article asking me if I know Rob X. We're gonna not include the last name. And I was like, he was my first French kiss. How funny you ask. Why? And she was like, he has been accused of murder. And I was like, what? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. Here are the details.
Oh, my
Rob
God.
so-and-so and his girlfriend, Misty so-and-so.
Oh,
We've had
with an
conversations about Misty's with a Y,
But still.
we're in Louisville, Kentucky. Misty is from there. And
Shocker.
they hitched a ride with one of Misty's friends, Joshua so-and-so, from the parking lot of a local Walmart. So much happening in this
is
sentence.
like the most cliched. I'd like. It's like
fucking can't even. I'm gonna pee my pants.
Louisville, Kentucky. Hitching a ride. Walmart. So much. Misty. So much happening.
all the things.
I'm sorry if you're a very lovely Misty. I'm sure there are many lovely Misties out there. Apparently.
I'm sorry.
Apparently, Joshua, the
I'm
person.
not sorry about the Walmart thing though.
No, I'm not either. The person who they hitched a ride from, Joshua's wife or fiance, had gotten a text from him saying he had a flat, and that was the last text she ever got from him. She got worried because she hadn't heard from him and reported him missing. Joshua's car turns up in Delaware County, Ohio,
Yep.
over 200 miles away.
Yep.
And inside of the van was Rob and Misty with no Joshua. Mixed reports on this say that the couple tried to take Joshua's car from him using a knife, but he refused, and then Rob cut his throat. There is a video of Misty's questioning where she tells this and where to locate the body. They found Joshua's body the next day, and police said without her confession, they might never have found the body. There are some stories that say witnesses have heard Rob bragging about having blood on his hands, and that this wasn't the first time he killed. At least he/they are in custody now, and who knows, this could end up being a crazy in love story between Rob and Misty. Hope you enjoyed that little story. Love you, ladies, and keep it up. She also sent a link of a video of them laughing in court together.
My.
With the
wild.
caption, ew.
Wild.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Thank you so much for that submission.
I'm shook.
My God. That is intense.
Well, that nailed it. You know,
Wow.
that's that whole like I didn't have that physical connection with somebody. It's because they were like a fucking psychopath.
yeah, maybe they weren't capable of that.
Yeah.
You know, so
Obviously.
honestly, dodged a bullet because it'd be worse to have positive memories attached to that person
Oh God, right?
than just
Yeah.
having like you
That
were an
weird,
asshole
awkward-
to me, and it turns out you were just an asshole.
Yeah, not
like,
just me.
Yeah.
in general as a human being.
Yeah.
Also, fucking how terrible. Like this was someone who voluntarily was like, I'm going to give you a ride because you're my friend.
Wow.
And that's what happened.
Wow.
Horrifying. But I mean, as we were talking about first kisses and the memories associated with that and tied to that, this is hers.
Yeah.
This is the first person she kissed.
God, I'm lucky.
You are lucky.
Yeah. Did you tell your first kiss
Yeah,
story?
I
You
did. I did.
Okay, good.
Did we share it?
Yeah.
Or did we
we
save
did.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, what you
All
got
right.
for us, Christina? I know you have like some legit
I
like
have
personal shit.
I have my worst date story this week is going to be one of my own. I have, ladies, I have to announce this. I have been hit by cuffing season.
Oh fuck. So people are
Hitting it
actively
hard.
like, "Hey girl."
Yeah, people are like that, and I'm also like, hey boy. So like it's a legit a thing.
No, it really is. People
Daylight
wanna
savings hit, and I was like,
Yeah.
I need to watch Netflix in my JJ's with a guy.
So,
immediately, if not
listen.
sooner.
Listeners, if you don't know what cuffing season is, let me explain it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the spring and summer, when it starts to get warm and people want to like beach body it up, you know, at the pool, at the beach, bikini season,
Yeah.
they want to be single.
Yeah.
Because they want to be able to pick people up. That's fun.
Hit
They
it
want to
and
be
quit
able
it.
to go out and
Right.
do the fun, like, summer shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it gets to be holidays and people are like, I just want to cocoon in my home and hibernate.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want all of my relatives at Thanksgiving and Christmas asking me why the fuck I'm single.
Right.
I want to cuff a bae,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Pretty much,
So I'm
yeah.
going to go hunting, bae hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like rope them in. So that is cuffing season. When it starts to get cold, fall and winter is cuffing season when people tend to hook up and then they'll stay together like bears, hibernate for a couple months, and then
Yep.
they split up in the spring.
Exactly.
That's usually what happens here.
That's what I'm on the prowl for right now.
Yes.
Pretty much. So like, yeah, daylight savings time hit, and I was like, all
Bae
right,
Hunters is
I'm
on.
that
fucking
should be a
ready.
TV show.
That should
Bae
be a t-shirt.
Bae Hunters.
That should be a t-shirt for sure. Hashtag Bae Hunters.
So okay, so I'm like, I'm on Bumble and
You're on
Tinder.
Baywatch.
Ooh.
Shit. Okay, sorry.
I'm matching. I'm multi apps now. That's how cuffing season has hit me. I'm like all the stops. Match, swipe, match, swipe. Chat, text. Weeding him out. I mean, it's like I can see the montage in my head of me like narrowing the fucking field
There's
down.
like math problems going
Yes.
across the top.
Different hats.
Exactly.
It's like Sweetest Thing. Like one of my
Exactly.
favorite montages.
I love that. So I match with this guy last minute. This was like last Sunday, and for whatever reason, like this week, not for whatever reason, for a lot of reasons, this week was particularly hard. Yes, daylight savings is real. Seasonal affective disorder is real. And then work stuff was crazy this week, which you know about. And then also this week was the year anniversary
Right.
of like everything being done.
Yeah.
So like all that piled together, I was like, I am sad. I am
Aw.
sad. So this guy matches with me like Sunday morning or whatever, and we're like texting back and forth, and I'm like in my JJ's and just like feeling like complete garbage, and we're having a good time like texting back and forth, and I'm like, I'm hungover. He's like, I'm hungover too, because we had gone out Saturday night or whatever.
I wasn't
to
with you,
celebrate.
but yeah, I knew you guys had gone out.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, me too. I was like, idea. We're in our JJ's. Let's have a snuggle meet.
On the surface,
Oh.
sounds good.
It sounds cute.
In reality,
Right. In
sounds
reality. I'm like,
you don't know this person.
I don't
he
know
gets
this
sweat
person.
profusely. What if he has BO? There are so
Oh,
many
no.
things.
You have so many questions. Okay.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
They got to go to
So
one
I-
or the other's house, which we've discussed.
I
Bad.
went to hibernate. I went for a snuggle meet with a stranger.
don't like
I don't
this.
know.
To just
I don't know
like
where this is
we were like going in our PJs. He was in his
Oh.
J's, I was in mine. We're gonna meet up and we're gonna lay on the couch. He had a David Gilmour blanket for me to use, which
Okay,
I was like, all these signs are
that's-
down.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm good for all
down.
that.
I mean, so far it sounds like It sounds like a Hallmark movie, which I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
watch
interested
this.
in too. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm like, it's not a meet cute, it's a meet gross. Let's get all the cards on the table. Let's do
Okay.
it. So I go
It is cuffing season.
over to his place.
Hard.
And he's reasonably attractive, and I'm like, all right. And I get
Work
in his
with this?
place. His
Okay.
place is nice, well kept, and everything. He has a really cute dog.
Yay!
Oh,
like,
no, I think not yay. The face looks like not yay.
It's like 50, 60 pounds. She's super friendly, super cute.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out. Things are great. We're watching Netflix. We're both hungover, but we're laughing, having a good time. We're snuggled, which both of us, I was just like, you know what? We're both consenting adults and we're lonely and it's kind of cold. And it feels good to
Okay,
snuggle.
Consent to snugs.
Snugs.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've been snuggled. I've been
Yeah.
fucked.
Railed.
Like, really, I've had this ass clapped. But snuggled.
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I
Cuddling is
need
nice
right
sometimes.
now.
Yeah.
You know, it was very sweet.
I'm not the biggest cuddler, but like
Same.
sometimes
I'm not either. And I
But on
when you're
occasion,
cold,
you need it.
and when
Yeah.
you're cold,
I was
Oh, God.
cold and
Interested
hungover,
in it,
and I wasn't
yeah.
wearing makeup, and it was nice.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this isn't bad. I mean, it's better when you like care and know somebody, but it'll do in a pinch or whatever.
a warm body's a warm body.
Right.
So we're watching Zodiac.
Weird
Oh,
choice.
No.
That's on
She's
me.
been trying
That's
forever
on
to find
me.
a Zodiac
I
person.
just really wanted to
Christina,
rewatch
call
that
me.
fucking movie.
Don't watch that with a stranger. It's weird.
It is
That
weird.
movie is long too.
It's long, but
so
I
you're
really
roped
wanted
in
to
for like
see
3
it.
hours.
I
No,
wanted to see it.
Oh my God.
it's a no, Christina.
We're going to get a letter
we're
about the
watching-
worst date.
We're watching
This girl
Zodiac.
came over to snuggle. She forced me to watch the fucking Zodiac.
We had to watch. It opened with the worst fucking couple murder scene
Ever.
of
Yeah,
all time.
pretty much. And I
Ever.
was like, ooh, good, let's snuggle.
So much blood. I love it.
Oh my God. So we're watching Zodiac snuggling on the couch.
Covering the dog's eyes. Like, I'm so shocked.
Fluffy, don't look.
And the dog is just like really friendly. And she's like, who the fuck is this? Who is this chick? Like, and he's like, go lay down. And Q's like,
And you're
telling
like,
her to go lay
no,
down.
she can snuggle
And
too.
I'm like, it's fine, or whatever. But she's just like, she's really like agitated. So we keep snuggling, and Zodiac, meanwhile, is playing in the background, loud as fuck. And then, you know, like one thing leads to another, and we're kind of like making out. And at this point, we're kind of on the carpet, on the floor.
Keegan is hiding her face. I'm
ma-
hiding behind
We're
my...
making out on the carpet. Zodiac is happening.
Oh no, she's going to
Place
hump you.
yourself there.
She's going to shit on you.
And all of a sudden, and like the guy's like kind of making out on top
She's
of
gonna
me.
throw up on
He
your
like
vagina.
grabs my head and he's like, no! And he like moves me really fast. And the dog projectile vomits everywhere. Everywhere.
I knew it was puke.
Everywhere. The
Oh,
dog
no.
has gotten so agitated. It is literally
Oh,
like he
my.
fucking saved my life because it was right where my head was.
My
That
God.
dog was going to puke all over my fucking face.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And meanwhile, like Zodiac, it's that part where they're in the fucking field or whatever, where they're like in a like, yeah, it's literally like so many things, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
that was literally like a switch flipped. Like, Christina, what are you doing?
Oh
What are
I
you
mean,
doing?
I have to say, he's still kind of a knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
Kind of is exactly.
He still saved you.
Yeah.
And his poor dog, it's not her fault either. She was just like, I don't know what's happening right now.
I don't know what's happening. My master is like doing something on the floor. I don't
I feel
understand.
uncomfortable.
I'm really uncomfortable. Bleh.
Oh my
no.
God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I knew it was puke. I
Yeah.
knew it was going to be puke.
So,
no.
needless to say, things wrapped up shortly after. I
You were like,
still
goodbye.
haven't seen all of Zodiac. listeners,
Girl, listen.
come
we
on.
can have a
Zodiac
Zodiac
night.
party. It's okay.
I
You don't
really
have to
want
do
to
this with
watch that
strangers.
fucking movie.
I don't understand why you keep doing this. It's like Mr. Rogers or fucking Zodiac. Like, you don't have to do
Right.
this.
You got friends, girl.
I know.
And there
I
are
know.
better options for a first date movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
many.
So
So many.
Yeah, so my meet cute did not work out, by the way, in case anyone
Yeah.
was. And I mean, I wasn't just that I was wearing no makeup. I was also wearing old makeup in
Like
legit
last night's
JJ's.
makeup.
Yeah, it was rough. And
You were
I
like, I'm not going to try. I hope you know.
haven't heard from him since.
No?
So
It's weird.
so
I-
shocking.
Yeah, I can't believe he was like, you know what? You want to come back and finish that movie that you're forcing me to watch?
You fucking psychopath.
You just met him and you're like, let's watch a movie about a brutal
Murder.
murderer who murdered couples.
I don't know
Oh
if
my
I was so intent on being like, you know what, fucking cards on the table kind
This
of thing.
is what I wanna
This is
watch,
who I
bitch.
am. This is what I look like.
Is
and
what it
we're gonna
is.
watch Psycho Killers. That I must have just like gone all in
I love
on
it.
all of the
That
red flags, and
is
he was just
hilarious.
like, "That's enough. I'm never talking to you again."
Oh, man.
My dog
Hates
wanted
you.
to throw up on
Too
you.
much too soon.
So-
Too much too
Yeah.
soon.
Oh, no.
So there you go. That was my
I love
story
it.
for
That's
the week.
so funny.
Wow.
There you go.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Oh, God. I don't even know what to say.
Oh, well, regale us now with your crazy in love. You got notes? Let's
Yes.
dive right in.
My murder notes. All right, you guys.
Yes.
This one is heavy. I'm going to say that.
All right, so we need to shift gears right now.
Yeah,
Everyone,
it's going to be
shift
weird.
headspaces.
I know.
I don't know if I can.
From
Is it
murder
going to
to
be
murder?
awful? I'm like,
We're going to go from murder to murder. And
Cool. It's
Funny.
been a murder heavy night. It
really
Yeah.
seems.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of Kentucky.
It's a good way to open that. Okay.
This is the story of Shanda Sharer.
Shanda Sharer. That
It
does
sounds-
not ringing
it
a
sounds
bell for
familiar
me,
to
actually.
But I'm not sure. So
Shanda Sharer was a 12-year-old girl who had just moved from Kentucky to New Albany, Indiana, which is just across the. I see your face.
no, I don't know. I don't know if I know it. I'm just like, 12-year-old.
I know. 12-year-old girl who just moved across the border to New Albany, Indiana.
Okay.
To live closer. Her mom wanted her to live closer to her dad and her dad's new stepmom. Totally shipping the relationship that all three of them got along so much that they wanted to live closer.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
I know this
Sounds
story.
like a good one.
All right.
It's-
okay.
It's pretty upsetting.
Yes.
So it's a real bringer downer. They enroll her, of course, into the local school. She had come from, when they describe her, she'd come from a Catholic school. She was involved in sports and activities and cheerleading, and she was like super involved. She was going to a private Catholic school in Kentucky, and they were like, well, let's try out this local school. It's it's a nice school or whatever. So
Right.
they enroll her in school. And Shanda is like this kind of always been a happy-go-lucky gal, and she is really trying to. I mean, because she's always been involved in activities, she's trying to like incorporate herself into this new school, meet new people, and she had met a few girls, and she met this one girl, and this girl was like, I'm gonna break up with this guy, and I have his school ring, and I want to give it back to him. And Shanda's like, well, I'll do it for you. I'll go take this ring to him. So she goes
What a
to this guy,
sweetheart.
and she's like, hey, that your girl wants you to give you this ring. And his cousin comes up and is like another girl, and they get into like a knockdown, drag out fight.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So like first days, first weeks in school, and she's already getting into a fight.
But it all came from a place of her wanting
It
to
did.
be like sweet.
She's
She's like, oh, I'll do this thing for you. Like,
Have you guys been in fights, like physical fights?
no.
I actually never fully have. Now, what I have had happen is I've had a lot of people want to fight me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think what they see is that when you get me to red space, I have fucking crazy eyes real goddamn quick.
And they're like, never mind.
And I was like, I've had people who are like, I'm going to meet you after school. I'm like, I wish a motherfucker would. Please come meet me. And the multiple times that I've had girls who said, I want to meet you, never fucking showed up. There'd be like a fucking gang of people all waiting, and I don't have that many friends.
You're sitting there with your punching bag, just like
I'm all like, bring it. Because here's what I'm not. I was always a skinny little teeny tiny dweeb, but I am fucking cray.
You're scrappy.
I am there's no rules. I will fucking rip all your hair out.
I believe
I
you.
will rip your nails out. I will fuck your life
Ooh,
up.
nails. Ooh.
I
Yeah,
will
that's a
fuck your
bad
life up.
visual.
What about
Yeah,
you,
so
Keegan?
that's me.
I have never been, I mean, except for the one time whenever I was in third grade, and the third graders, of which I was one, were sent to the principal's office for starting essentially a playground war with the fifth graders. It was like a war. It was like we had battle strategies and fucking everything, and we were sent to the principal's office. But that wasn't me like alone. The only other time I almost got into a fight is because of our good friend Amy and Emerson.
Oh wait, that's not shocking. I love.
And
I think I know this story.
they got into a fight outside of a karaoke bar
With each other?
No,
Oh.
with other people.
Oh,
And so like
I always got into a fight at that bar.
Amy went in after Emerson, and then I went in after Amy.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
That one's a good one.
And so like,
think I know
but
that
I
story.
still didn't really get into a fight. So no, I've never really been into in a fist fight. No, have you?
3 fist fights,
Damn, girl.
one day.
Why?
3 separate incidents,
Holy
unrelated.
shit.
What was going on in your astrological chart?
Freshman year of high school.
Oh, that's when it happens. Too.
yeah. Yeah.
Fucking Mercury was in retrograde or something.
That's gonna have to be another day because it is a long story. But yeah.
I know you've
Dude.
always wanted to just like say fuck you and punch someone in the face before. So I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Bucket list.
fighting's easier said than done. I won.
it
I
hurts.
won one. I tied one because it was kind of slappy, weird thing, and then I got my fucking ass beat.
No.
So
Shit, son.
but that's another day. Another time.
Yikes.
Wow. Okay. So
All right.
anyway,
So the
I don't even know where was that. Shanda gets in a fight with this girl. So the principal calls home. Shanda ends up in detention, and she's in detention with this girl. And during detention, the girl's kind of like, you know what? That was stupid, and it was a dumb reason to fight, and we should really be friends.
Mature.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So, and
Do we
Shanda's
trust
mom's
it?
kind of like, Shanda's mom's like, that was exactly where my head went too. I was like, do I trust
I
that?
don't know. I trust no
you.
one. So
Same. I am head on a swivel, trust no one. 100%. Anyhow, so she's in detention with this girl. This girl's like, her name's Amanda. Amanda and her start to become friends. And her mom's a little suspect of this because her mom's like, wait a second, this is the girl you got in trouble with at school. I don't know if this is the best idea. But I also kind of seeing it from Shanda's side can be like, you know what? She apologized. This happened to me when I was a freshman
And
too. I had a girl who
she's
kind of came after
new.
me, and then we became friends.
Yeah, and she's new,
Yeah.
and it's a
Any
new,
little fig leaf or what is that?
olive branch.
Olive branch.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Fig leaf.
sure. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, different.
Different.
Yeah,
We knew what you
Any
meant.
olive branch at this place when she's exactly new, and and if nothing else, she's got this badass bitch who knows can fight. You know what I mean? On her side. So I
Yeah.
can see this kind of being like, all right, I can see this person being my ally. I'd much rather be my ally than my enemy.
Right.
Yeah. So they become friends, and they start to become really close, and they start hanging out. Amanda had been dating this girl for a long time in the school. So Amanda's a lesbian, and she had a partner that they went to school with. Her name was Melinda. Melinda was a year older than everybody. She's 16.
Now I know the story.
Oh, it's so tragic.
Now
I don't remember-
know
I don't remember the details,
Story.
so-
It's fucking intense.
It is intense. So anyway, she's having this relationship. Amanda's been dating Melinda for a really long time, but Melinda's starting to acting like super possessive and really like overbearing with Amanda.
Mhm.
And at that time, she's like, you know what, like we're kids, we're like in we're in junior high school grades, like I don't want to be
Freshman,
having.
you're like 14.
Yeah.
Well, and she's 16, so she'd
Oh,
been
okay.
held back. Melinda had been held back. She was 16, so she was like one of the oldest kids there. And so she's like, yeah, I'm just not ready like to have this kind of pressure in my life. And so she breaks up with Melinda and really starts to pursue Shanda. And she sees Shanda as this kind of young, malleable girl that she kind of has a crush on. And so they start to like, you know, have those conversations. And they talk about like the letters they were sending back and forth to each other, because this is like the day and age before, you know, cell phones and
God, I loved writing letters to my friends.
Cute little letters.
Notes.
You'd
Yeah,
fold
and
them
you
in all
fold
kinds of
them.
cute ways. Yeah.
All the cute
Did
ways.
you guys do the
yeah.
the
Oh,
things?
fucking yes.
Yeah.
The Chinese, they're like the fortune.
Yeah,
little fortune-y thing.
Where
Yeah.
you would be like, pick a number.
Fun fact,
Pick a color.
I had a birthday party a couple years ago. I think it was my 25th birthday party. And I wanted it to be early 2000s themed, like not 90s themed. I wanted it to be like 2001 through 2005, right? Where it was like flared jeans, bubble shirts, like, but you still had butterfly clips. And
Yeah.
really, you know.
Butterfly clips are coming back. I just saw Kylie Jenner in Vogue.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Can't get down on that.
But
It's going to be a no for me.
But one of the props that I had at my birthday party when I turned 25 were those like little fortune
bindies or whatever they're called.
paper
Yeah.
thingies where you're
I think
like,
I could still fold one.
Yeah.
If I wanted
I
to.
Googled it. I wiki-howed it on how to
Oh,
do
you
it.
did?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
bet,
fun.
Yeah, I think I would probably do that.
Well, dude,
Anyway.
on the topic of butterfly clips, though, that makes sense. Grunge is
It
in
is.
now,
Yeah.
and that's the next
Well,
period of time.
everything cycles
Everything
back
cycles
in,
through.
and it was only a matter of time.
It
I
is.
mean, I that was a couple years ago for my 25th birthday, and
You're
I
ahead of the time.
I very easily found butterfly clips though.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was difficult.
It's
A hard
coming.
search.
It's coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a no for me.
Yeah, I don't
On the
wanna wear butterfly
I'm
clips.
not
I'm
going to
good.
play.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm referencing this in 3 years. Mark it. I'm marking it.
I am a slave.
Whenever you play it for me and
I
I
am a
have
slave.
butterfly clips in, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm a play. I'm a slave. I'm a slave to the trend. I can't help myself.
3 years from now, we'll revisit this topic.
I got butterfly clips.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, boo, 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 boo. She sees Shanda, like I said, as somebody she could possibly control. In this relationship, they start like writing letters to each other, spending a lot of time together. And at that point, Melinda is still kind of obsessed with Amanda, and Melinda approaches Shanda and gets in her face and is like, "You need to stay away from Amanda, or I'm gonna fucking kick your ass." And so Shanda's like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
You know,
Because Melissa's like
Melinda-
16.
Melinda's
Yeah.
like a fucking crazy. Like, wait,
Yeah.
where the fuck's this coming from? You know? And so at any rate, Shanda and Amanda do go to prom together, or to homecoming, like a homecoming dance together.
Mhm.
And, you know, and I'm sure like at the time her mom probably was like, "Oh, this is at friends," because at that point Shanda's mom does not know that they're having a relationship until she finds letters that have been sent back and forth from Shanda, and in which she's speaking to like your body and, you know, relationship things that she
Yeah.
was like, "Wow, that's really shocking." To Shanda's mother's, you know, the way that this came across, because I watched a lot of this on a show on ID, and it was like 90s, like the most like deadly decade or something like that is what I watched on. She
I don't
was
think
like,
that's true, but yeah, okay. The
Oh.
80s seemed pretty fucked up. Is all I'm saying.
I was like, no, that is the name of the show.
No, I believe that. I'm just saying there seemed to be a lot of serial killers
Yeah.
in the 80s. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
90s, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't believe
know.
you.
Maybe they do different decades. I don't know. But this was the 90s. And it was like 91, 92, like in those years. At any rate, Shanda's mom, she even said, she's like, "I couldn't give a shit if she was lesbian. But what I did care about is that she's a 12-year-old girl
And
and
hiding.
having a relationship."
So wait, she's
Good
still in
on
middle
you.
school then? 12? She's in middle
12.
school.
Yeah, she's in 7th grade.
Oh.
So I'm
I thought she was a
imagining-
freshman. Okay.
No. So what I'm imagining is this is like a 7 through 9 type of situation is what I'm kind of imagining.
Okay, yeah.
Because Amanda, I
It
believe,
could-
is a 15-year-old, and then
it could be seventh grade through the senior
that
year.
could be. I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
depending
on
Some
the
of
size.
some of
Schools
them
did that.
are. Yeah,
Could
yeah.
be.
That's common,
well, there you go. I mean,
especially in small towns.
totally.
12
Yeah.
and 16 is too
That's
much.
a different world.
15.
Or 15. Okay.
Melinda is 16. Melinda
Any
is
of it.
the other girl.
A 12-year-old
all.
doesn't need to be hanging out
Exactly.
with 15, 16
Which is
Yeah.
why her mom was like,
Yeah.
no, we're putting the kibosh on that. Like, this is not going to happen.
Right.
So she reaches out to her dad, Shanda's dad, and was like, we need a different situation for her. This is not going to work.
Right.
So they pull Shanda from the school, and they're able to get her into the local Catholic school pretty much right away. And her mom was like, it was like night and day. She goes from going to this school to suddenly going back to the girl I always knew. She starts enrolling into sports, and she's going into cheerleading. She's making new friends.
Aww.
It's so exciting. And she's got this whole new, and it's funny too, because they show pictures of her back then, and they're like, wow, everybody's like into this grunge, starting to get into this grunge scene. And like the occult is really this and that. And there's so many things going on in the 90s and all this. She's just this cute little bubbly girl with like big hair and big smile and like just so 12. You know what I mean? Like so 12 and full of life. And so, she goes to this Catholic school and, really getting along, getting new friends. And at the same time, she really is, I think, seeing too, like her mom's point, which is that she should not be seeing Amanda. And so they stop communicating, and she really cuts off all ties with Amanda. But Amanda keeps trying to reach out to her. She's calling her. She's writing her letters.
Which is bizarre. I mean, even looking back at my weirdo obsessiveness that everyone has when they're 15 or 16,
Right.
100%.
when they get fixated on people.
Yeah.
Even looking back on that in myself, I don't know that I definitely did dumb, stupid shit that I look
Right.
back on that I'm like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing that like you did that to try and get that person's attention. I don't think I ever like harassed somebody.
Right.
I don't think I
Yeah.
ever was just
Yeah.
so desperate for their attention that I wouldn't leave them alone. I would get the point. If
Yeah.
you switched schools and you stopped talking to me, I'd be like, okay. It would hurt, but I'd be like, all right, I guess
Yeah.
we're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just, and move on.
Yeah, you move on. Yeah.
Exactly.
It hurts, and you maybe send a few text messages or have a few phone calls you shouldn't have, and then you end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On January 10th, 1992, Shanda's sitting in her mom's house, at her dad's house. She was at her dad's house for the weekend. Her dad kisses her, goes upstairs, and she's watching TV by herself in the living room. She gets a knock on the door, and a couple girls had come to the door and are like, hey, Amanda wants to see you. These are girls she's never met before. And she's like, well, maybe these could be Amanda's friends or something. And so these girls lure her to the car, and in the car is, let me give you their names. Lori Tackett, Hope Rippey, and Tony Lawrence. And then in the back seat, covered up by a blanket, is Melinda Lovelace. And she's basically saying, like, getting nervous. And they're like, where's Amanda? Where's Amanda? And she's like, we're not going to Amanda, bitch, basically. And they take her out to a field. They take her to this place called the Witch's Castle.
This is terrible. This part is so hard.
It is fucking unbelievable. They beat her horribly. I read in some articles they said that she was sodomized. They stop at a gas station, get a soda. They fill this soda bottle with gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
They take her out into this field just like miles up the road from this witch's castle. They pour gasoline on her and they set her on fire.
Yeah, she's still alive. when
Yeah,
they set her.
Well,
I remember
yeah.
this.
They
It's coming
said-
back to me. Like
They
as you're talking
said
about
the
it.
mom said the way she found out, because she just couldn't listen to the cops when they were there. She said she turned on the news the next morning when they'd already known, but the next day when all of this is coming out to the news, she said that's how she realized that she was still alive, because she died from smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I mean, I know that there are a million terrible ways to die, and we're not playing that game of like
No.
what's worse. But I can't imagine.
This story, this chick is still by far my number one like worst way to die.
being
Out
burned,
of all the
being
crazy,
burned alive has got to
Fucking
be
the worst.
in the top ways to die. Like because it's coming.
Yep.
It's extremely painful. and to die
Well,
of
and not
smoke
to say-
inhalation means you're going through it for a while.
She had
And
been
this is-
tortured all fucking night.
Right.
though,
And
Yeah,
in
too.
addition
they
to
On
spent
top of-
hours
Yeah.
torturing her.
Which
Yeah.
I can't even
for like
when
a
you
little
think about-
12-year-old.
for a 12-year-old. And when you think about the people who are doing it, you're thinking like these are girls in their early teens.
Yeah.
How could
Yep.
you possibly? I think I watched this on one of those shows that was like Fatal Attractions.
This
or
story
something like
has
that.
been on like a whole bunch of
And
different ones.
it's one of those illustrations of the things that people are capable of doing when they get into groups.
Yeah.
That,
Well, that was
probably
the thing.
none of these girls would have done on their own.
No,
Well,
they-
this is the thing that I thought was really fascinating. Melinda, of course, is kind of the ringleader of this, but had she not found Lori Tackett, who, I mean, people were basically saying this woman has described like this girl at the time. She's a girl. These are all like under 18-year-old kids. Like these are kids. Lori had described like wanting to know what it felt like to put a knife through someone's, body, like what that would feel like, what it would feel like to burn someone alive. Like these are all things that she already had in her headspace.
No, absolutely. But
And then
even,
you put these two things together, like this
even
anger,
with
jealousy.
her, though, I wonder because like there is a whole psychology around like people have these like fantasies on their own.
Yes.
That if they kept to themselves, they might remain that way. But
Right.
if they share them with other people, it's easier for them to be like
Escalated.
for them to escalate more quickly.
Yeah,
and,
it's just
and
the
to do
perfect storm.
Yeah, to do
Yeah.
things that maybe they would have had these inclinations to do, but they never would have actually acted on if they
Right.
hadn't had other people reinforcing, like, it's okay that you
Right.
have that feeling.
Oh, yeah, I feel
and
that
we
too.
can do
Let's
that.
do
Yeah, I
that.
feel that way too. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
We'll
you
do it
hate
together.
this bitch, we'll kill her.
Yeah, exactly.
So the only reason they even figured out how this happened is because, like I did that without reading most of my notes, which
Yeah,
is
you did.
shocking.
Well
I'm
done.
like,
amazing.
I'm very proud.
Was it Tony? Yes, Tony Lawrence had shown up at the police station. They had found this body out, and this is like 50 miles away, I think, from where Shanda lived. So a hunter had found her body hunting the very next morning. And because
That
this
must
is
have been
also,
a fucking
could you
nightmare.
well, they couldn't tell. They thought she was a young woman. They didn't even know that she was a child. Like
Ugh.
they just didn't even know. And the thing that was happening during the early 90s and also in the late 80s, which is a lot about like this decade's show was talking about, is that the occult was so strong and heavy.
Satanic panic.
So satanic panic
Yeah.
was such a big thing. So they were like, "Oh, is this something to do with the witch's tower? Does this have to do with the occult?" And so they just didn't have any clues to go off
Yeah.
of, at this point, until Tony Lawrence goes to the police station and is like, "I know about a murder you guys need to know about," and
Oh,
spills
bless her heart.
all the beans. She's like, I wanted nothing to do with this. And however, at the same time, and the mother even says this, she's like, when it came to like sentencing and stuff, she was like, she shouldn't get out of this. Like she had all the opportunities to do the right thing and didn't do the right
But
thing.
I agree, but
here's
yeah.
the thing. It's like yeah, I can see where the mother's coming from, definitely, but one girl and there's three other girls there doing incredibly violent, crazy shit to another girl.
True.
And it's like, how do you stand up
I could
to that?
totally
How do
see
you stop
being,
that?
especially you're talking to someone who you rightfully called out would not even probably go to the manager for someone deliberately spilling food in my lap. If I was 16, 15, 14.
Oh, right.
In a group
In
like
a group
that.
of girls who were actively doing something that
Well, but
violent.
You guys
I don't
just stopped at the
know.
gas station. This group of girls, you have a body in the trunk of a girl you've been beating all day. And you're in a gas
she did.
station.
She
No,
had
she
the
had
opportunity
she absolutely
to be
had
like to the
opportunities.
gas
Oh,
station attendant.
And I'm
or
not
whatever.
I'm not at all saying she should be let off the hook. What I'm saying
But
though
here's,
is I
here's
can
all the things we're
understand
thinking
I
of
get
like
it.
as adults
Sure.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It
I
must
get
have
it.
been so fucking
I can
crazy
totally
as a
understand
kid.
being paralyzed in fear.
But I also can
as
understand
well.
this mother
No, of
having
course.
no fucking sympathy
course.
for any
Absolutely.
bitches at all. in
Yeah.
such a
Absolutely.
Oh,
scenario.
I'm not
Yeah.
wanting to let this girl off the hook
No.
at all. I understand
But
that,
yes,
and I
I can
sympathize
empathize from that
completely with the
perspective
mother.
as well.
But I also have definitely gotten myself into situations with groups of people where you're in a situation where then you're like, oh fuck,
What am I doing here?
like how did I get here, and how am I going to get out of this safely
Right.
without getting myself hurt?
Right.
And
Yeah.
and
That's
you're
what they're
not
doing to
thinking
her. What would they
do to me? And you're not thinking logically about like
Yeah.
I can tell this gas station attendant right now and get out of this. Like You know, I just think
It's
that
just
there's
a
so much of
fear
that
thing.
Yes.
And there's got to be so much adrenaline and stuff pumping through you. And you're a child. You're a fucking child.
Yeah.
15, 16 years old.
You're just thinking I just want to go home.
I gotta
or
be
whatever.
honest with you, like the Melinda Loveless. I mean, this bitch is scary, but the way they describe the
Tony
Lori Tackett.
Lori, yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, it's frightening to hear about just the stuff that she was already speaking to that, you know, now, like you said, opportunity met.
Desire met, similar mindsets.
Means met motive.
Yeah. Opportunity.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And so as far as sentencing went, Lori Tackett got 60 years. Melinda Loveless got 60 years. Hope Rippey got 60 years. And Tony Lawrence, who was the one who went in, she got 20 years
Okay.
in prison.
I mean, that seems fair.
Lori is out already, and that's scary. and
That doesn't
shocking.
seem
Lori
great.
is out? The 60-year chick?
How?
I don't know. Good behavior, I guess.
But good behavior shouldn't cut down your sentence that
From
much.
60. I thought you were going to say the Tony chick.
Surely
was out.
there had to have been some kind of appeal.
I'm pretty sure all of them are out except for Melinda at this time.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That is
Okay, if
okay.
I
And
was
we'll
the
put
mother-
a corrections corner up next time if I'm wrong. But that is what I saw, and that's
Wow.
Yeah, if I was the mom in that situation, fucking no.
Yeah.
No.
I thought. Well, that's why I was so shocked because I was like, "How the fuck is this crazy bitch out?"
No.
Now we're all gonna die because this bitch is now hearing it, and she's gonna be like,
Hope you're not listening.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that.
but
My
yeah.
goodness.
"Yeah, it's so sad. It's such
It
a sad
is.
story."
It is. And it's one of those, like, I listen to so much true crime that sometimes I forget what happens in stories like that. And I
Yeah.
forgot about the details of
But
the end of that.
That's what I like, and not about this story per se, but first kiss or high school stories. Or the reason why I like them is because of the heightened emotion.
Yeah.
There is so much that is just
You're so raw.
at a whole nother level that, like, as you become an adult, and I can certainly speak to this, like, you become more jaded, you become a lot more cynical.
Sure.
There are a lot of things that you're closed off for. You don't
Everything is
let
not
yourself
life-ending.
feel
Yeah.
that strongly
Yeah.
anymore. That you just feel at such a heightened
heightened,
place.
And in some ways, you look back on that and you're like, oh man, I really wish I could have emotions like that again. And in some ways, you look back on that and you're like, no,
Well, glad I
this
don't.
was
It's-
this was a defense mechanism I had to develop to protect myself as I got older.
It's like cocaine. It's like, yeah, the fucking high is great, but it's not worth the lows. I'll
Right.
take the high of a first kiss again.
yeah,
If I knew I didn't have to deal with some of the lows that go with it. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, of
like
course,
it's
of
the
course.
same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
you know, high school is like cocaine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I would
So
say,
true.
I mean, of course, it's heightened when you're in high school, but I would say the start of any relationship, the beginning of anything, always feels like that. That's
Right.
why you have those love addicts that go
Yeah.
from like
Oh, yeah.
person to person. Is because like you're chasing that
That
feeling
Yeah, high. Yeah,
of
exactly.
like a new relationship, a new
Yeah.
person, a new like love feeling.
Yeah.
You know, you want that again.
Yeah. Wow.
Hoy vey.
I know.
That's
I know.
terrible. And this poor girl, I think back to when I was 12, and
I
yeah, it's
know.
like anyone who gives you attention, you're
Just this-
immediately like, I love you. And
Yeah.
then you get some distance from it. Your mom convinces you that like that's not the right thing for you. And you're like, yeah, you're right. And then to have it come back on you like that is so.
And the problem, I mean, Amanda had zero involvement in
right.
this.
But it was just the situation, the storm
Yeah.
of
I
it.
know.
It's
I just-
horrible.
It's really, that's just, it's so devastating. Just at 12 years
And
old.
poor Amanda
and
too.
yeah.
Because how do you live with that, knowing that it wasn't you didn't do
Right.
anything,
Exactly.
but had she never met you, or if you had never been, I would
Yeah.
never live that guilt down.
yeah.
It's not your
Yeah.
fault, but
Yeah.
you know you would never live that guilt
Well,
down.
and your ex basically, slaughtered a 12-year-old.
In a
Ugh.
horrible way.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to, is the reason why this story is so prolific is like really when you get into the details of exactly what they did to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been on countless investigate.
Yeah.
how could you even be capable of like? That's the thing is so crazy to me is like. I don't know how you could be capable of doing that for hours. 'Cause
It's-
that's what it was. It was
It
like
was
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's It's so insane.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
Well, that was fun.
that was awesome.
Oh,
Good job,
yeah,
dude.
good job.
You freaking nailed that.
I feel exhausted just from telling
I know.
As we mentioned before, please go to patreon.com/myworstdate. We have tons of bonus content and lots of first releases that we're giving to
Yeah.
our patrons, and we really, really appreciate it. And if
Yeah,
nothing,
a video that I did with True Crime and Chill will be up soon.
Yeah.
A little
And
Fun
also,
with that.
depending on your patron level, starting at the $3 level, we'll start sending you merch as far as like stickers, pins. We're going to start incorporating more merch as we move forward with it. So definitely, if that's something you're interested in, check that out. We would love to have you as a patron. If you have stories that you would like to submit, go ahead and email us at myworstdatepodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram. You can send us DMs there at myworstdatepodcast. We have a really fun Facebook group. Definitely give a like to our Facebook page, our business page. But once you do that, come join our group because we share all kinds of fun stuff in there.
Yes.
It's a really good time. It's a really just fun place for us to get together and laugh at these stories.
Yeah.
So join us on our group page. You can also find us on Twitter where you can interact with Cassie because she's the only one who gets on that Twitter.
100%.
At Worst Date Pod.
And we thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
This is a Glassbox Media Podcast.